Hello, namaste, ram ram, hola, guten tag, ni hao, jiahuit, and salam alaikum to all my friend Fries and beautiful Ryes around the world. Fries on Rise here with another episode of the Fries on Rise Let's Play series. Oh, in the last episode, we managed to do a little bit more work on our dream home, doing some of our kitchen as well as our living room. In today's episode, I think I want to add to the bottom floor and add like a dining room area down here as well as a restroom, some stairs that lead upstairs, and a door to the backyard. But first, we are going to need a few materials for that. So for the television, um, you know what? I don't like where the television is going to be set up. It's going to be set up one block here. I want to leave a little bit more space between the television and the couch. So this house is going to be a little big. And since we're working on our dream home, I was thinking about a few things that I would tell childhood me. Oh, I need to make space first. I don't need these. Um, Gonna need a sink for the bathroom. Let's see, where are we on the date? So we started day 40. We didn't eat bread yet, but we can. Oh, so there's three here. So the television is going to be on the fourth space, and the wall is going to be right here. So let's clear up some of this area. And while we're digging, let's see what else we need here. So for now, I'm going to put up a pillar here, and it's going to connect right here. Okay, so that means that uh, I want the seats right here. Okay, so I'm gonna need... Let's just fill up the tables. I know these blocks are directional, so it'll look a little more organized like that. But now I need a spot for the next chair, a space behind the chair, and a wall. Okay. Looking like there's a lot more space than we needed to make. But this is what trial and error is about. And since we're working on the dream home, I was wanting to uh, think about what it was like for me as a child and my hopes and dreams as a child, and just thinking like, you know um, what is some things that I would tell younger me, or someone who is younger having been through the same experiences that I have been through. Um, because there's some things that I wish I knew that would have made my life as a child easier, and I could have. I don't know. I feel like I could have been a little better of a person. Um, Not just a better person, but more fulfilled. Um, for example, I don't. I used to want to write a story that, as I when I came to America, I don't know how old I was, but we had a home at some point, and I always wanted to write a fun story. Um, and all I knew about the story was it was going to be amazing and epic, and a lot of great things were going to happen in it. And now that I'm older, I have a direction of which way I want to go for it. But when I was a kid, I would start out um, writing down uh, just the title on a computer and being like, okay, this is going to be the title for my story. And it was great, it was going well, but that's where it stopped. It stopped at writing the title for the story. I wrote down like a paragraph every time and I would delete it. And that cycle just kept going on where I had the title and I knew I wanted it to be a really epic title and really awesome and cool. And so the young me at the time was thinking, you know what, a good title for this book is going to be called The Apocalypse. Um, some people, maybe not such a hot idea, but I was a kid and I wanted to write something that was really epic. Um, I ended up not writing something too epic because I didn't write anything at all. Um, so now I'm here to the point where it's like, okay, well, what would I tell younger me? Um, you know what? I think scaffolding would be really nice. So I have string. Yes, I have string. And I need some wood, or at least bamboo. Okay. So it looks like night is setting fast. Um, Let me eat some of my bread. And set up my bed. Alright, time for a new day. And a new day means new writing in our food journal. So day 41, we are starting off with 13 bread. That's not too bad. Eventually, you know what? I will need to get some more bread soon, but not anytime too soon. So with 13 bread, I'm not going to make it to day 60 if I ate one bread a day. So I will need to get some more bread. Um, I'm hearing zombie. Yeah, no, I think. Yep, there's a zombie. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna ignore that guy for now. But it looks like I might not be able to sleep in the same spot another night. So I'm going to just ignore that for now. Um, for my television set, I'm trying to figure out if I want a TV that's turned on or a TV that's turned off. I think a TV that's turned on would be a great idea. So I'm going to need some dye. And a simple scene I could think of would be like a sunset with a cloud. So blue is good for the background and yellow for the sun. So we need just one yellow. I don't know how much blue I'm gonna need. One, two, three, four blue. I'm gonna need four blue uh, wools. And where's my shears? Okay. I'm also going to need white, so let me gather what I can. Or you know what? Maybe gray. Gray does not sound bad. One, that's not good. Colorful sheep. So, as for the advice I would tell younger me, I think the first step is just write whatever you can write down. You don't need to worry about the fancy words of making it seem like something epic is going to happen. Just write down a storyline, basically. So, write down which order things are going to happen in. So even if it's just a beginning paragraph, don't even get rid of that. Even if you have like 50 different ways to rewrite the same opening, because those will help you figure out what you want to write down later, and maybe one of those um, is a good start. Uh, because realistically, like, there's so many ways to write stories, and with AI like writing a lot of stories and stuff, I've heard some cool AI stories written by AI, and it's actually pretty awesome. It Obviously AI can't write stories that are going to be too gripping, but the usage of words AI can use is definitely far above my writing level. I haven't done a lot of reading in my life, so my writing level and my reading level are pretty low. Uh, but that's okay. I think, like I said, when you're older, then you'll be able to use your knowledge and experience to write down the better story. You might, in the end, eventually decide, like, you know what, this story isn't for me, and you won't work on that story. But I think a good step is starting by writing down everything that comes your way, um, and combine it later. Eventually, you'll come up with characters and situations that fit a scene that you want. But those situations and scenes won't happen unless you start getting some idea of, like, how is this going to start, how is it going to end, what's going to happen in the middle. And it all takes time and effort. Like, it's not going to just show up out of nowhere. Um, and don't necessarily wait for inspiration or motivation either, because sometimes it's just not going to happen. You're not going to get that motivation. You're not going to get that inspiration to do the writing, and it's just going to feel like, well, I'll get to the writing eventually. And I think motivation is a difficult thing. Sometimes not everyone wants to be. Well, sometimes not everyone is easily motivated. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. I want. Let's see how high this looks. Yeah, I want one space. It's gonna be a high ceiling, but I want one extra space above the television set for the next floor. So I'm going to. Oop, I don't know what happened there. Oh, I could drop down pretty fast on here with just a shift. Yeah, no. Okay, I have to be careful with that. Can I go down the middle like that? No, just the side. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. Um, I'm just going to build around the house real fast. And then I will build the archway into the from the kitchen to the dining room, and then from there I will build the stairs upstairs. The staircase leading upstairs. Okay, I need some more wood. It's a good thing those trees are growing. Although, I don't know if I have enough trees growing. Let me plant some more trees. I have a few trees here. Yeah, I'm gonna need some more trees. This much is not gonna be enough. Now, another thing, this is probably going to be a little controversial, but I think one thing I would tell someone who is going through similar situations is don't worry too much about, well, I guess religion, because there is no church out there that's unified, if I'm being honest, from what I've experienced so far. Um, and by what I mean by no church is unified is that if you want to be either a Catholic or a Christian or someone who's Jewish or Muslim or anything else, every church, it seems like, has different opinions and different. I don't know if. I think there's different denominations within each group as well. Um, and with that, it becomes difficult to find an identity marker for yourself because when you worry about what others are wanting to do or say or feel, then you don't. If a relationship with God is what you're looking for, then you're no longer looking for a relationship with God when you worry about other people's opinions. And that's a difficult situation because that's also how you grow. Because honestly, um, I don't have any information about God that I got from myself. I have a few things from my family, but like I said, my family never pushed their beliefs on me, so I'm kind of having to find out on my own. And some may say like, "Oh, well, that's bad. Your parents should have done this or that." But it's like I don't I don't fault my parents for doing the best they could to make sure I was raised right. Um, Everyone's gonna have a different situation with different circumstances, and yeah, we just have to go at our own pace, at our own level when our time is there. As for waiting for time, taking everything one day at a time is the best solution. Because I think when you think about things one day at a time, you also have to realize that you'll only be given a few challenges at a time, few challenges that you can manage throughout the days. Some challenges may be big enough challenges that you have to separate throughout the week, but not every day is going to be filled with a challenge either. So just work at your own pace and do what you can when you can. That's kind of how I'm building this dream home. I don't really have any idea what I want to do. I just know that I want um, a few basic things, and I guess what makes this a dream home is that it's going to be my home. It's going to be my idea of what I think a dream home needs. Two, three, four. All right, I got to work on the next day. So, food journal, day 42. Tomorrow we'll start out with 12 bread. And let's go to sleep. Okay, we've got quite a bit done here. Do a little bit more there. Oh, there we go. This is kind of close to the table. It's not too bad. I guess we'll see how it works. First, now I have to fill in the top layer. Oh, you know what? I do need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how many of these blocks I will need. But I want to make, I'll make the downstairs bathroom real fast before I make the upstairs rooms. Okay, here we go. The bottom floor is almost complete. We're watching this. I want to call it a sunset because the clouds are darker to see. The night air, the night sky is also dark. So I don't know. That's just I'm gonna go with that. Sunset or sunrise. Maybe sunset. Um. Oh right, I have scaffolding or cauldron. Put like a little medicine cabinet up there. Alright, I'll probably put the door in the middle here. Uh, think. Perfect, okay. Then between the TV, right next to the TV, I want to say this should be the garage entrance. Either that one or this spot right here, but this doesn't look too bad. Going back to, let's finish this. Oh, I need a couple more. So let's finish that. Oh, I have 8. 2 more than I need, but that's okay. I will still need the strip logs. And since this room is closed, I think I should add a light here as well. Well, speaking of lighting, I don't know how well lit this area is, so I should just be safe and add like a torch to every room. I think I want to make this window a little bigger since we can afford it now. Doesn't need to be too big. And maybe some windows here. Okay. And some shelves. Oh, this is perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay, I hope I have cocoa beans. Cocoa beans. Brown. Alright, I hope I have cocoa beans because I I have an idea. I think I just saw the kitchen. If I use brown wool, I can make a brown banner. And with 2 brown banners, I can make little curtains for my kitchen. So, or maybe 4 banners? I don't know if brown and pink work well together, but maybe I should use white. I don't know. I don't know how brown is gonna look, but part of me just wants to go with brown. Why do I want to use brown? That's gonna look so ugly as the curtains. Oh well. Okay, cocoa beans. No cocoa beans. Cocoa beans? No cocoa beans. Um, where are we starting on our food journal? 42 12 bread plus 38 bread. Okay, so 12 bread plus 38 bread. Okay, so this day starts out with 50 bread. There's no cocoa, unfortunately. So what I will do instead is I will just use regular hmm, I guess white, because I can find a lot of white wool. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with using white wool, so that's what I'm gonna use. I think the last thing I'd have to say about that no unified religion thing is, if you love God and you trust God, whether it's just a poetic sense of the meaning, like, oh well, Jesus helped me because I learned about Jesus in a book and I wanted to follow this guy's examples. Like, it's an inspiration from somewhere. I mean, you don't. A lot of people would have you jump head over heels for the Bible once you start. They're like, oh, well, if you don't, now that you've been with us for a while, it's better if you get baptized or you say the Lord's Prayer, or whatever. Um, and that could be helpful for some people, but now I'm put in a position where I feel like an apostate because the things that I've learned, I don't want to teach others because honestly, it feels lonely not having someone to learn with. And I think that's probably just a me problem because I've always needed, I guess the scientific word for it is a body double. Um, Someone who's with me to do the work with me. They don't have to do the work for me, but I find it difficult to find the motivation to get up and do things on my own. And that's one of those challenges that I'm having to work on my own now because I didn't know that I could do things on my own in the past. And I think if I learn to write my own story, not like my story, but like write a story that I wanted to write, it would have given me more confidence to say, like, okay, well, I can do things on my own, and some things I should be doing on my own. Like, I wasn't exactly waiting for God to come up with a good story for me to write. I was doing that on my own, but I kept giving up too. I wasn't staying strong with it, and I think if I just had more confidence, I would have stayed with my ideas a little longer and a little better. Because Fries on Rise, like I said, is that dream project for me where I really focus on just the things that I want. And if eventually people decide they don't want to be vegetarians anymore, then Fries on Rise can just be like, do whatever it needs to at that point. Maybe they'll have like chicken nuggets or something added to their menu, or they'll close down. But for now, Fries on Rise is a fun restaurant with um, a lot in mind. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm really bad with organizing my thoughts, so I hope this wasn't too chaotic of an episode. Um, I hope it was encouraging to see this project kind of just being worked on as loosely as it has been worked on. Like with the small adjustments to the living room space and uh, um, the kitchen, the dining area. I hope it helps you see that like not everything is always planned out. Uh, I definitely want to start planning things out more, and I do have some plans, but I am not working towards all my plans quite yet. I have some organizing that I still need to do, but in terms of other things, I am taking my steps to do a few things every now and then. I did the lawn with my friend the other day, and I'm excited about that. Um, I think that's good for the door. Um, Going to sleep for the night, and so tomorrow we are going to start a new day with new things to do. But for now, we have finished a few days and we are at day 43 of our food journal, starting with 50 bread. We did not eat any yesterday. So we will start the next episode on day 50. But other than that, if you enjoyed today's episode, it'd be awesome if you can give us a like. If you think someone else will enjoy this episode, please do give us a share. Um, and if you have any questions or comments for us, you can always leave them in the comment section down below. I'm always looking forward to your comments and everything else you have to say. And if you want to see more projects like the Dream House project that we're working on right now, if you want to just see what Fries on Rise is doing with its time here on YouTube, just give us a subscribe. You'll uh, hopefully you'll stay notified with all the things that we're working on with the different videos. Right now it's just these Let's Plays, and I'm still working on a Hazycraft video. I have one coming out pretty soon. It's honestly, I find that the motivation is difficult sometimes, but I just got to get it done. I've been procrastinating a lot, and we all, I don't want to say we all procrastinate, but I think sometimes it takes a little something extra to put in the work that we need to put in, and there's nothing wrong with that. It makes me, I guess some people have said that I might be autistic, and I had a test and they said I wasn't, but I can kind of see how if things don't go your way, things can be stressful. So I'm trying to at least be like, okay, well, if things aren't going to go my way, what are things I can do to manage, regulate myself so that I'm not upset? What are things that I can do that would still be productive and not just a waste of time and energy? Um, because I'll admit, moping around all day has been a lot of fun many times for me. But it's not, I don't want to say productive, but it definitely does not help to make me feel happy about myself and where I've come in life. I feel like I could do so much more and am capable of so much more, but I'm just not doing it for one reason or another. And it'll happen sooner than later. I know it will, because I'm slowly getting the motivation to do more and more. Um, and not just the motivation, but the energy. I think it's good to start while you're young and you have the energy to stay focused, because now that I'm older, all my bad habits have caved in, and it's like, okay, well, it's harder to do the things that I want to do now. But that's also why I have you guys. I'm trying to be more accountable, and I think if I'm honest with you guys about my accountability, it'll help to just maintain my focus and my direction. Drive is just going to be a hard thing to find for me, but you guys are a great motivation. So thank you all for stopping by for today's episode. And if you, uh, yeah, just I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much once again, and have a wonderful day. Thank you and goodbye.